Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode of our daily stock market insights. In this video, I am going to quickly cover the most trending stocks we had for today and just a quick look back on how the stocks performed, particularly the stocks I reviewed from yesterday. Let's find out how they actually moved in today's market performance. So as you can see here, I'm actually projecting my YouTube studio. So here I'm looking at MBT, GT Cap, PX, DDMPR, Converge, ACEN, and good thing my indicators were not removed on my Instagram's page right now. So very quickly before I get started, I'd like to just go through each one. So MBT. Okay, so MBT, this was the line I drew from yesterday, and I plotted support right here, and actually it respected the ski level. So I mentioned that if you want to get in, try to get in as near as you can to the support area. And actually today, the market gave you a chance very near that level. But what about GT cap? GT cap, same thing. There was a fluctuation and actually bounced at the area where I was projecting. Next is PX. PX, same. So not quite of a big jump in the movement, still on sideways. DDMPR, same, still sideways, respecting the key levels I plotted. Converge, oh, I lost my Converge, but let me just go ahead and talk through this very quickly. Uh, we ended with a green today, so I'm thinking this could have already respected the bounce area right at the 0.236 level. So this is a good sign. You have some 128.03 million in foreign buying. So chances are we might see some continuation, either sideways or continuation to the upside. But definitely this has already established a support at the 0.236 level, which is around 28.4 in that range. Okay, so right now the price is 29.3, so anywhere between 28.4 to 29.3 is an okay level. And at this point, because this has already rallied, the best uh, perspective to have at this point, or the profile, would be of course the long-term investors. The next is ASEN. ASEN, I lost it. It did not show. But then again, we had a red today. We ended inside the Bollinger Band, but the decline, so we ended with a negative 0.11%. But one thing to take note of is that the volume, or the selling sentiment, is very small. It's way lower than the average volume that we have here. So that means a lot of people are still holding on to their positions. At the same time, you have some foreign buying here. So that means overall, even though we had some alternate reds here, the overall sentiment is still on the buying side. But then again, you have to prepare yourself, because we are approaching a resistance level somewhere around the 9 peso area, 9.02. The line is plotted at 9.02, but remember it's an area, so it could be slightly higher or lower, but closest would be 9 peso. Okay, so we're very near that line. So any moment from now, especially the traders, they could be locking in their gains. So fluctuations or volatility could start to happen here, especially because the Bollinger Band that we have is starting to open up. So volatility is expected at this point. But nice that we are already starting to trigger the Bollinger Band. So chances are the only thing we're waiting for here is the nice volume, because look at the upside. There is still a big potential here. So see if start studying the fundamentals of ACEN. If you like the company, then go for it, because the fundamentals will really help you identify whether a stock is worth engaging in. Your technicals, which what I am doing right now, will just tell you when to get in. Okay, so I hope you take note of that. Okay, so let's try to proceed to the rest of the. I wonder what stock this is. Anyway, what's the last one? It's covered, but let's discuss the remaining stocks. So I talked about Converge, Globe. We had a breakdown in the price, although it's just half of the candlestick. Half of the candlestick passed through MA20 line, but it's solid red. There wasn't any wick, in fact. So it was a drop, significant drop in a day. I'm thinking this is last 15 minutes. Yeah. Actually, the sentiment was really on a decline the entire day. But uh, hmm, just be extra careful because there could be some continuation. So the most conservative view here is wait for it to go back to the 2,234 area or to 240. And from there, you can re-enter if you have locked in your gains here, and still you want to be in Globe. Wait for that opportunity where you can get it at a lower price, because at this point I see, with even with foreign selling that happened today, there is still a big possibility that it could touch the 2240 level. Ali still on a decline, establishing lower highs. So let's try to wait and see for the price action around this key area, 34.49 to 34.5. So we could let, once it touches that level one more time, possibly see if you still have uh, an ascending RSI. So that is what we are hoping to see, because once it touches the same point and then your RSI is going up, I've mentioned this multiple times, that is what we call the bullish divergence, meaning a lot of people, the buying sentiment is already picking up at that point. There's already momentum building up. So at that is a this area over here is more attractive to people who are into position trading, because look at this, look at the potential of your stock overall. If you were to look at it in, just zoom out a little bit, you'll see the trend here. It's more of sideways movement with big fluctuations. So if you do range trading, that could give you an easy let's say around this area, 10 to 15% gain in just a few days. So your call. If you want to lock in gains after a certain key level or a resistance area, then go for it. But if you are into long-term investing, so you don't have to really worry about the daily fluctuations, just wait for your capital, for your investment to grow. Capital appreciation, that's what we call it. Okay, so what about BDO? BDO still on sideways. Sideways, right? In the short term, let me draw a box. It is moving in this range right now above the MA20 line. So if you are just going to do range trade, that's just 3.55. So it's up to you if you want to wait for it to go back to the MA20 and then um, just wait for the perfect timing to break out of this range. Or for those people who are also into momentum trading, they would prefer a breakout. So they would enter above this 134 or 135 area. So at this point, steady the past since March 24th, The movement is just above the MA20 line, moving sideways. So BDO is still, it's just the market sentiment. Nothing is really wrong with this company, one of the stocks in the index, and one of the big players in the country. So you should be good in that. My recommendation is, if you have, let's say, just for the purpose of diversifying, have something in the finance, in real estate, in the energy sector, uh, vary it. But let's say you already have something in the real estate, try to avoid having duplicate companies for the same reason, right? So chances are it will just be moving in the same direction. Just try to observe it. Sometimes when real estate is down, almost all the companies in real estate are also down. So, yeah, those are my 2 cents. SM is currently still in a downtrend, respecting the MA20 line, as you can see right here. Each time we get near that, there's rejection that's happening. And look at the volume. There isn't much volume as of yet, but try to observe this. On this day, okay, on this day, for some reason, there is a big spike in the volume. And then what happened after that is just more of a sideways movement, and the volume is so minimal. That means people who may have entered right here, they are still holding on to their position, waiting for that perfect timing. And that perfect timing will potentially happen. Try to observe this. If one day it will just spike, the volume will spike, and even better if other indicators will also show the same message. For instance, it's doing sideways and your RSI is starting to already climb up, then that's your second point. The third, of course, would be one, foreign buying. We'll see that happening. And then here, since it is starting to become constricted, normally when it crosses the MA20 line to the upside, that could be another point. There you have it. So that's for SM. Yeah, I think these are the stocks that I'll be reviewing for this evening. For those people who have requests, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know which stock you'd like me to review in my next video, because I do prioritize those requests posted in the comment section. Okay, in the meantime, thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.